Have you ever played Mario? Have you ever wanted to play Toho? That's basically what Hero of Ice Fairy is. You play as Cherno, the Hero of Ice Fairy, trying to save the princess of the Misty Lake from the Nightmare Miko. Your moveset is walking around, jumping, dodging, flying, shooting, and spell cards. You use these to defeat the boss of each stage, which all have varying unique movesets, and I don't care about the story. It's good, just not good enough for me to read it all again. The game starts off with you fighting Remelia Scarlet. Hero of Ice Fairy has a free prologue on Steam that functions as a demo for the game with bosses exclusive to it, albeit it's based on an older version with much less refined movement and slightly different mechanics. Also, for some reason, every time I try recording footage it gets corrupted, so this is the person I'm stealing from. I recommend just playing it for yourself if you want a general idea of how Hero of Ice Fairy plays. And if you've already played Hero of Ice Fairy, you're not missing out on much. There's not a lot here that you haven't already seen in the full game. Anyway, you fight Clownpiece, who's Baby Easy, and then unlock the Bunny Train. This is your hub for the rest of the game. Toei yaps and brings you to your next story location, and writes and lets you swap out your items, weapons, spell cards, and badges you unlock later in the game. You unlock more items as you beat more stages, so for now you're limited on what you can achieve. Once you get a decent collection, you can start tailoring Cherno to your preferred playstyle. After Clownpiece, you fight Marisa, who gives you the best attack in the game. Then you fight Yomu. After defeating Yomu, you can achieve freedom, and can go to the next stage without talking to Toei. Here you find Suika. She's the first difficulty spike in the game, but the right spell card will turn her hydrogen bomb into a coughing baby. After beating Suika, you actually get freedom. You can access previous stages, challenge modes for stages you've already beaten, as well as being able to access the DLC, which has spoilers for the game's story. Challenge mode is basically the same as the normal fights, just harder. They give you badges, which are another thing you can equip. They cost nothing and give you a perk that's either really useless or really good. At this point you've unlocked every mechanic and all that's left is to continue playing. Operation Rabbit Hole is a really unique part of the game where you fight off waves of enemies rather than the one big boss. This stage does end with a boss fight, however it's nothing compared to the many others that are in this game. After that you fight Nitori, who uses the drones from Operation Rabbit Hole in some interesting ways along with her own attacks. After beating Nitori, the bar is unlocked, and then you can play an arcade game. If you get a high enough score, you get a Fumo. Next up is Aya's fight, which is kind of disappointing. It's not all that interesting compared to everyone before her, but she does have some interesting dialogue in some ways through the fight, and... oh. Aya's stage is one of the hardest, especially her challenge stage. You have plenty more than enough things to worry about keeping track of and dodging, along with making sure you're actually shooting her. Once you beat her, you're sent crashing to where the final boss of the game resides. But before you can fight the Shadow Miko, you have to have another fight with Marisa. Once you're done putting the baby to sleep, it's time for the final fight to begin. It's a really good fight. A nice final challenge to wrap the game up in a neat package. It's far more difficult than everything that came before it, combining the trickiest parts of several other fights along with her own unique tricks in order to make the final challenge worthy of the legendary Hero of Ice. Once Reimu has fallen, so does the princess you've worked so hard to save. Once you save the princess, you get access to one last thing, Hero Mode. It's a roguelite using bosses from the base game and has unique items that can give you more options to choose from. Nothing from it interested me personally, however it's a nice option to have to experience the game's content in a different way. Even though I didn't really care for hero mode, I cannot say the same about the DLC. As of recording, only the Rose Idol DLC has been released, which features a fight against Koishi and a variety of new items to unlock, all of which relate to the fever mechanic that you're introduced to in a brand new drone fighting segment at the start of the DLC. It's a really good fight, and the challenge stage is extremely fun to play. All of the setups with Heart and Rose theming are really unique compared to many of the other bosses in the game, and make for a fun and interesting challenge, along with the banger OST. There's also one more DLC that's been in the works for a while, featuring Kaguya and Moko. Based on how great the Rose Idol DLC was, and what the preview videos look like, I can't wait to see what Immortal Phoenix and the Lunarian Princess will offer.